problems, Indiana.
Watch me. On next plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop. Meet me in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
My friend, stop. Vatican not safe. Stop. We'll wait for you at village steps. Stop. Subtlety is a virtue. Stop. Antonio.
Hello and welcome to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle review. I'm a bit sick at the moment, so sorry for that. But anyways, the Great Circle is a great game. And I want you to pause the video right now and just go and buy it. It's that good. I loved every single second of it. Before I bought the Great Circle, I didn't know anything about it, except that I saw a lot of people loving it, like Digital Foundry, Skill Up, Game Ranks, and many more. I then saw a very funny clip on Twitter that was starting doing rounds, and I just decided I was gonna buy the game. So I just went and bought it and haven't regretted for a single moment. There's one thing you need to take into consideration before you buy it. If you're on console, then this does not apply for you, but on PC, you need to have a graphics card capable of ray tracing. The game heavily utilizes ray tracing in many scenes, and some locations wouldn't even work without ray tracing.
By the tunnel! I see her!
When the game was first showed, I was very skeptical. A first-person Indiana Jones game didn't fit right with me, and it felt weird that you played as Indiana Jones but you barely were able to see yourself. I also wasn't a big fan that Harrison Ford was reprising his role as Indiana Jones, but at least Troy Baker was there, but I still wasn't a big fan of that. Then I played the game and I completely changed my mind about all of that. First person is a great fit for an Indiana Jones game, and a great fit for MachineGames, who excels in the FPS genre. You will see Indiana Jones, but in cutscenes and when you're climbing, swinging and hanging from edges, you will also be able to see your hands a lot of the time. Troy Baker excels in the game. There are multiple times where I actually believe that Harrison Ford was the actor and not Troy Baker, and like I say, I was wrong. Troy Baker did an amazing job. The game starts off with you reenacting the opening scene from the Raiders of the Lost Ark. You then wake up at the college where Indiana works. You then start hearing sounds and find that someone has broken into the museum part of the college. They have stolen a museum piece and you find a clue to where they have gone. This is where the game opens to you, where you travel to the Vatican City and have to find out where the museum piece is and who took it. Along the way, you start to see that something bigger is going on. During the game, you'll meet multiple people. Some will be with you throughout the game, some will not. The fascists are the enemy and is up to something. Voss is the name of the big bad in the Great Circle, and he is a Nazi archaeologist and a rival to Indiana. The story is excellent. They managed to make a believable story and make it fit well for the Indiana Jones IP. Voss is a great villain and fits excellent in the game, and the same is with all of the other characters you meet throughout the game. They all fit very well, and they all feel like they would be from an Indiana Jones movie. If you end up doing some side quests, the game will sprinkle in references to the Great Circle before you do them. After that, it's a bit different. Side quests aren't there to just fill the game up with content, but to help build up the lore for the Great Circle, the locations you travel through, the people you meet, and how the fascists are related to all of it. So I said first person fits for an Indiana Jones game, but why? When you watch an Indiana Jones movie, you would want to be Indy. You want to explore and discover as Indy. Fight Nazis and rescue people in trouble, help people, just like Indy. And that's what the game is doing. By having it as a first person game, it makes you think that you are Indy, and the whole game makes you feel like Indiana Jones, all from a very immersive combat to a believable story and a ton of stuff. I don't think anyone has created a progression like it is in a Great Circle. To get new skills or do more damage or carry more, you need to use something called adventure points. In other games you get this from leveling up, but not here. There are no levels and no XP. To get adventure points you need to explore, discover secrets, do quests, just like Indy. MachineGames managed to create an Indiana Jones progression, and I love it. The game feels like a Metroidvania in a way. You will unlock special gadgets throughout the game like a Metroidvania, then new side quests, secrets and locations will open up to you, but also if you travel back to previous locations, you will unlock new locations that will possibly have new quests or new secrets. So Indy can't do stealth takedown alone at all. He needs to find something he can use as a melee weapon to do takedowns. All weapons have durability and will break when it reaches 0, but if there's an enemy that you want to take down, but they're standing somewhere, it's very hard to do a stealth takedown. You can just throw your weapon and then they will hear the noise of the weapon and will go look for it, and then you can just find another melee weapon and take them down. But then you need to hide the body. You can't just hide them in a locker or such like in a Hitman game. You yourself need to decide where to place them. If you just place the body right in the open, enemies will most likely notice them and be put on high alert. So it's better to try at least to hide them somewhat instead of not hiding them at all. The game has big locations where you can do what you want. You can loot money, loot ammo and more. These locations feel like places in games like Metro Exodus. It isn't very huge, but it's very dense, and it just fill the map with dots so you can go do stuff. You need to unlock and find it yourself. Like side quests, you can't just know where they are. You have to go and explore, or a companion will tell you and you will go do it, or you play the main story and then you will get to do it. And even the secrets you found in the game are actually secret and hidden. And you can also find some hidden locations behind some puzzles. Indy can do some parkour. He can, for example, hang from edges, climb up pipes and some more. He can also use his whip to reach new places you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. You can swing, climb up some walls, drag down boxes you can't reach, and much more. And when you get to the Vatican City, you will get a priest disguise, and this will let you go to new places you couldn't do otherwise. And in each location you will be able to have 3 disguises, and one of them is in this default clothes. 2 of the disguises you get from either doing the story or just exploring, and each disguise has a different place where they can go. So one will let you go to one place, but the other won't let you go to that place, so you need to switch disguise and so on. The game is very melee combat focused. You can hit with your left hand or your right hand, you can parry, dodge, block, throw your weapon at them and much more, and it's really cool and it's really designed for melee combat. Indy can also use his whip in combat to take enemies' weapons, make them fall, to get them closer to you so you can just start hitting them instantly or just stun them. Each action also uses stamina, so you can't just go in and fight all of the enemies at the same time. It's usually best to go in stealthy, when you need to find your own places to hide bodies on top of guards roaming out. it can be a bit tough.
You broke it.
Throughout the game there are lots of puzzles. I found that the puzzles were perfect difficulty for me. Sometimes you will learn one puzzle and then the game will give you a harder one, but now you also have to do it alone with any help, and it's much harder. And it's really fun with all of these puzzles and really helps make you feel like Indy. There's almost no UI in the game. You get to see which disguise you're currently wearing, your health and your stamina. If you're holding a gun, you will see your ammo, and if you're holding a melee weapon, you will see the durability of your weapon. And when you want to open the inventory, the game doesn't pause for you, so you can't just go into inventory mid-combat, because then you will instantly die. So you need to be careful about that. MachineGames has managed to optimize the game very well. On the RTX 4070 Ti Super with a Ryzen 7600X, I was able to get around 80 to 100 FPS when playing on max settings with full ray tracing, and I mean supreme settings with path tracing on, DLSS on, and with frame gen. And it's really nice to see, and it's really beautiful what you get. Yes, the game needs a ray tracing card, but it'll run great even on a 20 series card. The performance is surprisingly good for what the game looks like. I only had some problems later in the game where I paused the game and went to eat, and when I came back the FPS was completely broken. I barely managed to get over 30 FPS with DLSS and frame gen on. I tried restarting the game, didn't help. Tried setting on settings, didn't help. The game now said I didn't even have enough VRAM, and it was recommended that I play on medium settings. I did that, and I was able to get around 80 FPS with DLSS and frame gen on the good side with full ray tracing on. And I found it was very weird, and then I tried going back to an old location, and then I put all the settings back to max again. Then after restarting and going back to the original location, then the FPS was completely fine. I have no idea why it happened, and it was very weird and very frustrating and took a long time to fix. The game has a lot of graphics levels, so you have low, medium, high, ultra, very ultra, supreme, and it would be nice to have more settings, because very ultra and supreme only changes the texture size, and it would be nice if it also increased all of the other settings. I would also like to see more settings, like maybe LOD settings that Digital Foundry showed, which you can enable through the development console, but it would be really nice to have this default in the game. I didn't find that many bugs in the game, but I found some bugs that were annoying, but it was mostly about my torch being weird. Once my torch just flew through the wall, and the other time there was an invisible flame in the air, and that was the only bugs I found in the game. It would be nice if the AI could climb or drop down ledges instead of only walking or using ladders. It's very easy to lose the enemy when you can just hop on top of a box or drop down a ledge, but when you fight the enemy it can be really smart. You can dodge when you throw your weapon, even dodge when you charge your heavy attack for too long, and it will block when it sees you're trying to do your just regular melee attack. In the stealth, the AI can be really good. When you throw a weapon, it will makes a noise, and the AI will react to the noise, go and look what made that noise, and the enemy will turn around a bit and walk around the melee weapon you throw, and it will go around, and sometimes it will make it much easier to take them down, while other times it will make them a lot harder to take them down. As I said, the AI struggles with height difference. The AI is almost two-dimensional. Sometimes you can go on a higher level in stealth, and you will believe the enemy should have seen you, but it doesn't, even if the enemy model itself is looking at you. This is one of my all-time favorite games now. It is one of the best games released this year. It has an excellent story, great story, really fun gameplay, and a somewhat decent AI. MachineGames managed to make an excellent game and made an almost perfect Indiana Jones game. Even only doing the story will take some time, and there's a ton of other things to do in the game, and all of it is of a high quality. If you don't want to spend $90 for it, you can find it on Game Pass. The only reason it wouldn't possibly win Game of the Year at the Game Awards next year is because of all the games launching next year. We're getting GTA 6, Avowed, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Death Stranding 2, and a ton of others. And I think that Indiana Jones, The Great Circle, will have it tough, but it will be a big contender for the Game of the Year at next year's Game Awards. I very strongly recommend Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and it's coming to PS5 next year, so more people will be able to enjoy this beautifully crafted game. I hope you also will enjoy the Great Circle and this video. This video is very different from my usual videos, so I would appreciate some feedback. I'm also going on holiday now, and I will return at the start of the new year. I hope you have a nice day and hope your day will continue to be great. That's it from me today. Have a nice day, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
What are you doing here, Dr. Jones? Enjoying the sun?